Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Newcastle United Fan Forum live tonight on the Toon Review YouTube channel and later on iTunes, Spotify, and all good podcasting companies. We start with a very special, a super chat, which is from somebody called Roy Caviani. 50 Qatari, whatever you call it. I have no idea. Roy will tell us when he comes on because he's sitting in the green room. So I think it works out. Susan worked it out at 11 quid. So thank you very much, Roy. Very, very kind indeed. And we'll see him very shortly, along with a comment. The bugger worked at last. So there you go. K2 Shearer says first two players, left back Tierney and centre back Soyuncu from Leicester. Not a chance would I want Soyuncu from Leicester. I'm sorry. No way. Not a chance in hell. Refused to sign a new contract. Milinkovic-Savic, apparently we've offered 35 million for him, and that's from his agent. Tierney, I'm not sure about either. Again, very, very, very injury prone to say the least. K2 Shearer also says, Romano has said we want a full-back, centre-back, centre midfielder and two attacking players, a winger and striker. 5 top players to switch to the first team. Well, yeah, let's just cast off everybody. And also, Paul, we need to go all out for Brighton's Ferguson and Osimhen. Piff wanted him over Isak, so why not?
That spelling of Osimhen is quite strange. I think K2 Shearer may well be Hosking. Exactly the same spelling of Osimhen that he used to do. Absolutely,
Interesting.
100%.
Interesting. Tom Lynch, good evening. Priority in the summer has to be a striker. We need an out-and-out experienced, proven goal scorer who can come into the side and hit the ground running. John Mitchison says, evening all, why does Eddie Howe insist on playing Wilson when he's clearly not fit or interested? Need to play Isak and Gordon now to play left back to replace Burn. I don't think, for 1 second, John, it's that he's not interested. I just think he's lost form. And I think, personally speaking, injuries have caught up on him. I may be wrong, but I really do think that they've caught up on him. And I've forgotten to change my internet, so I may go off for just a brief second.
Yeah, well, people saying he didn't deserve to start necessarily or shouldn't have started. I mean, he probably should. He's been at the club for a long time. He's been scoring well. You can't drop him for a final based on 3 or 4 weeks of bad form. It'd have been very harsh, really, really harsh on Wilson.
Can you hear me? Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah. I just needed to swap. Well, I keep forgetting to change my internet, but never mind. Tom says, I don't think it's a question of attitude or not being interested, Ari Wilson. He just looks constantly fatigued. Agree that Wilson needs to be dropped, and I think Miggy could do with the rest as well. Well, in regards to Wilson, I mean, look, I think he should be dropped. You know, if this was any other striker on any other team and he had a record like Callum's, I think it's 1 goal in 15, you know, we'd be looking for him to be replaced, Alex.
I've seen that stat floating around from somebody on Twitter. I'm not gonna run with that until I've checked it myself. But
I think it is right. It may not be, mate, but I think it is.
Yeah, it's. At what point do you sort of shake it up? I mean, to be fair, Isak started the last couple of games pre-final, so I would expect Isak to start against Man City. It would be strange if he didn't. It's away from home. There's no pressure. It's Man City. Just, you know, Gordon's been rested for a little while now. He needs to play as well. Just try like Maxi, Isak, Gordon.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Maxi, Isak, Gordon simply because of what Maxi and Isak have been doing when they've been on the pitch together so far. It's really excited me. But whether that happens or not is down to Mr. Howe, of course. Keith says, amazing the shit we are getting from the press. Imagine how their heads will explode when we win something. Yeah, and imagine how many Man United fans I'm going to explode on if they try and do something again like they did. You know what I mean, Billy? If they try and do what they did with Phoebe again,
oh, absolutely.
I swear to God, I will unleash hell. And to be honest, knocking the phone out of my hand, thought he was a big man. But funny enough, he knocked the phone out of my hand and he couldn't wait to get away quick enough. You know, and it was quite funny because there was 3 Newcastle United supporting lasses standing around next to Starbucks, and one of the lasses clipped them around the side of the head, which is quite funny. But it just, and look, again, I'll reiterate, not all of the fans are like that. It is just unfortunately you get some who are like that, and that's what's quite disappointing sometimes. But never mind. Shane in Australia says, I can't believe I've seen some fans say Maximin was terrible in the final. He was literally our only chance of scoring a goal. We all want to see more of that, Maximin. Yeah, we do, but he needs to have a final product. You know, why am I freezing? Why?
Put the heating on.
Right, bear with us a minute, please. Billy, you might have to take over for a second so I sort this damn camera out.
Okay, so we'll do a couple of comments while we're waiting then. Let's go right to the very top. We're going to go to the top. Oh, we've done a few of these, hasn't he? He's already done the ginger ones. Where did he get to? Lots of people saying hello. Roger Cook says it simply has to be Isaac's time. Well, I think it's a free hit on Saturday anyway, so there's no pressure on him really. Get him in, Alex? Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, they're a much less physical side. They're far more pressy, rushed, and technical, all combined. And I think he suits that. When the ball's sort of bobbling around and he's under a lot of pressure with multiple bodies around him, he seems to just make it work. He's able to sort of maintain possession, make a bit of space for himself, and shimmy off a few challenges. I think it's a good game for him. I mean, the last time he was up against a real tough side was his debut against Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know, scored 2. It was 1, but it should have been 2. Well, there's no pressure. He might get a little bit more space as well with the way Man City play. It makes all the more reason to play a front 3 of the likes of Maxi and Isak and Gordon, because all 3 of them are going to thrive off space, and there's going to be a lot of space. Yeah. So, you know, you've got players like Ake who are not an out-and-out fullback. Could be really fun. Could be really fun if we can get it to work.
100%. The 3 pacemen against I mean, some of them have got pace, but like you say, if they're pressy, and it's whether we can hold them out the other end. But I think we've got to go 5 with them, definitely. 100%. I agree with that. Hope the A1's here and also plenty to play for. Let's get back to winning ways. Maybe after the Man City game, draw would be good. Yeah, I think if we go up them, I mean, they don't like being attacked at home, do they? Or anywhere for that matter. They're not the Man City of old, are they, Alex?
No, they've changed a lot. In this season, obviously, is very, very different with the introduction of Haaland, and João Cancelo's obviously gone to Bayern. So that the way the midfield is structured, the defense is structured is a little bit different. A lot of funny John Stones at right back experiments and Ake at left back experiments. Walker into midfield. It's interesting, but no, they are very different to how they used to play. But they're still like one of the most technically gifted teams in the league. If not, I'd say it's close between Arsenal and Man City as to who's the most technical side in the league. Yeah. But probably City just edged that.
Lots of comments talking about Soyuncu. Soyuncu is disgusting, says Geordie. Where is he now? Is he still at Leicester or is he on loan somewhere?
I'm pretty sure he's still at Leicester.
Is he?
I mean, to be fair to him, he was absolutely fine in the first 12 to 18 months at Leicester, and then he just started making a lot of mistakes. It seems to be a thing with long-haired Leicester centre-backs that they just fall off a cliff for no reason, because Wout Faes was also very solid in France, really solid in his first appearances, and then just, I don't know, it just went to bits.
Yeah, it certainly did. Tom says, Javi Galán left back at Celta Vigo, highly rated and good on Football Manager 23. Oh, well.
I haven't seen him outside of FM, so I kind of can't comment on that. I'm not going to comment on players if I've only seen them in a game. It's silly.
One room has resurfaced again, but it's nonsense. We're supposed to be going in for Paqueta, offering West Ham 62 million, complete rubbish. I think you're right. I think it is complete rubbish.
62.
Given we wouldn't pay what it was last year, 40 or 45, whatever it was, I don't think we'll be paying 62 for him anytime soon. Lots of people saying hello. Looks like Paul's having trouble. Should we get some of the gang on, or what? Or should we just give it a couple of minutes?
Yeah, give him a couple of minutes and ping through some comments.
Richie T said, "Hey guys, so glad Carey's had a decent game. Get rid of Dubravka, make Carey our number 2 keeper." I agree with that. You?
No, I don't agree with that.
Dubravka.
I don't think Karius is good enough to be our number 2. I think he's a reasonably good keeper. He's not a bad keeper, but I think Dubravka's better than Karius. I think
Really?
that's Dubravka's just a very different kind of goalkeeper. He's not a sweeper at all, but I think that's really harsh on Dubravka. I know we don't like him right now because of the winners' medal and everything that's gone on, but Dubravka's a better keeper than Karius at the moment.
I think Dubravka could be gone in some idea, honestly. I really do. It's a
don't
way
like
of
him
making
doing keepers.
money, isn't it? It's a way, in contract for another season or two. So I think it's a way of making some money.
But then who do we get? Because if Carl Darlow's, he's out on loan. Does that mean his career's done here?
Do you not think Karius is better than Darlow? I would think he is.
I think he probably is, yeah. Experience-wise, 100%, yeah. I played in some crazy competitions in comparison to Darlow, but do we want either? I'd prefer to have Pope and somebody. I would want Pope and Dubravka right now, to be fair. I know Dubravka's not the right style, but what we're going to do? Goalkeeper's not a super priority at the moment, is it? So
no, definitely not.
And they know whoever they're going to bring in, whoever we're going to bid for, they know they're not going to start ahead of Pope. So, trying to get somebody that's better than Karius or Darlow and in between Dubravka that is happy to settle for a second choice, it's kind of difficult.
Buzz says Eddie is loath to. Buzz Dowlander says Eddie is loath to change. Don't expect many, if any, change against City. I think there'll definitely be changes. Don't you?
Yeah, I think completely the opposite to what Baz has just said.
Yeah,
I think he had to keep some consistency for the final, and now we've lost it, and we've lost a few games on the trot. Now he's allowed to just go and change things because, well, it's if it's not working, the problem is with Howe is when we were doing so well, you can't really change it. But now we've had a few losses. Now he's allowed to change it without criticism. So now he's got that free hit of changing the squad around. So.
And of course, he might have to because of possible injuries to certain players. So it might not be a case of wanting to. He might have to.
It's all well and good we talking about this nice midfield 3 that we want to see. It depends on what's going on in the midfield because there might be a few injuries, so it might change the shape.
Geordie Boy says lack of depth is leading to fatigue. I agree with that. I think we've used 17 players all season, and given that most teams are using 16 a week, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, well, out of the 17, there's certain players that have played negligible amounts of minutes. Like Richie and Anderson have played 20 minutes, barely anything. So, yeah, it is a very small squad.
Anthony says burnout targeting Wilson out, Isak in, and then ASM. I don't know what he said about
just ASM.
But I think Target will probably start. Well, he'll definitely come on at some point against Man City, won't he?
Yeah, again, there's an issue. There's a big issue with that if you start Target and we go 3-0 down at half time, which is possible against a team like Man City. That people are going to jump on it, but it is what it is. We need to play a more balanced shape, in my opinion. So, it's no good having a mercurial left winger if he's got no support. What's the point?
I've lost my comments here. Well, it looks like Paul is yet to come back. So should we get some of the people in from the outside?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, let's get them in there. Who we got then? We've got Barbara. Hi, Barbara. We've got Mr. Caviani. We've got Darren. Hi, Darren.
Hello.
We've got Dan. And we've also got, I need to come down a bit, Jack. And Paul's nemesis in the ice hockey rink, James. Hi, folks.
How are we doing? Hello.
Bit of a Poor weekend, but a great weekend event-wise, but the result just wasn't right. Barbara, did you manage to see the match in the end? Lights off, Barbara.
We can't hear you.
I got to see the last quarter of an hour.
All right. When you
I
landed.
was sick. I just got off the plane and I turned on my phone and just saw we were 2-0 down. And I thought, fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Dan, disappointing way to kind of lose the game because we didn't play that badly. However, we were kind of, I don't know how to describe it really, but is it fair to say we were shithoused out of it? They were masters of the dark arts, weren't they, Manchester United?
Yeah, I mean the first goal, I don't think it was a free kick. I think Rashford bought it, and then whether it were onside or offside, it's too close to call. But the free kick should have never been given in first place. But it is what it is. We had everything in middle. We just got an attack that's not firing at the moment. That's what it comes down to, really.
Darren, you were there, I think, weren't you?
I was, mate. It's heartbreaking the loss, but we didn't play well. And like the lad said, the first goal is it on or off. It's hard one to call. But goal number second goal out in Carriage just sort of saved it. I've got back and I've looked at it. I've watched it on TV. I think he should have saved it. Me personally, and I like people might be sure you need chance, but if you watch your reactions, I think you should have done better. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. The other fellas said it was deflected. It was pretty harsh to blame him, but it was straight at him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, and I like it's too easy to say it's his fault. But I'm not a keeper, but it's like it takes away the deflection, but he should be doing better naturally. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I hasn't played for many years, but he's been trained every day. And do you know what I mean? You can't just blame me because he didn't catch it, you know. But I think he should have said it to me personally.
Roy, what was the game like in Doha with the Doha Mags?
Atmosphere was great. Everyone's got it at the end, but we're proud of the team. We had some emotional moments as well with the flags, and especially in the last 3-4 minutes when the game's finished, but you can see the flags all over the stadium. And some empty seats at the Man United end. Shit. And I heard loads of them left. I stopped watching when, but I saw the bit where Eddie Howe and a few of the lads were going up and meeting the man. Then we stopped watching after that.
I must be honest. When the flags started flying, that 5-10 minutes from the end, and I was trying to commentate. God, the throat just seized up. The big lump there.
Yeah.
The tears nearly came, and it was hard. It reminded me when we played Man City last year at home. Or was it the season before? Last season, wasn't it? And they give us a good old thump, and then they were waving the flags near the end. It was just, just a fantastic show from the fans again, wasn't it? Although I have heard some kind of different opinions about the atmosphere at the Newcastle end.
Wasn't that loud, you know?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Was it like? I think it was. I don't know. Like it was strange because it wasn't like loud all the way through the game. Once the flag kicked in, the flags were all right, but after like the first 10 minutes, it went pretty flat. Do you know what I mean? Like it was mixed, very, very mixed. To be fair, where it was. So I thought it was like that. Like, to be fair, me personally, I thought what was disgusting. Well, we wouldn't get a pint. They were pouring cans into a glass for pints.
Yeah, that's
£8 of picking can. And they were pouring them in the plastic cup out of the fridge. Open the can, pour them in a plastic cup. They weren't even on draft.
Terrible. That's Wembley for you.
That's what Wembley. Couldn't believe it.
Jack, you were doing a watch along same time as me. Hard watch and hard commentate, wasn't it, mate?
It was, and when the second goal came in, I went in. I didn't know what to do, to be honest. It was a hard watch. I was really nervous, and it was really hard to commentate whilst being very nervous. I didn't know what to say, and it got really emotional towards the end because I can't stand Manchester United winning. Can't even stand the club, the fan base. It's really hard to watch them lift the trophy that we desperately wanted. But we've got to take it on the chin now. We'll be back with a stronger squad next season. and all we can do now is focus on the Premier League, try and get as high as we can, and we'll go again. But yeah, it's a tough thing. But I mean, yes, a good result would have been better, but at least we're at Wembley. And we gave it all. I mean, the build-up was there. I mean, it was just the final ball. And if you look at Manchester United, they took the chances, and we didn't. Our build-up was better than theirs. I feel like we got better opportunities. We just didn't take them. But that can be worked on. And once we work on that, goals will start coming in. But gotta be proud of the lads, and we go again.
James, it was just bad watch, hard watch at times, but like Jack says, you've got to be proud of the lads and the effort they put in.
We do, yeah. I mean, well, I just feel the whole game is really just the same old what we've played for the last 7 or 8 games, really, wasn't it? It was the same performance, if to be fair, and I just think that we've got no other ideas. We're too rigid up front. We've got no ideas in the final third. Our midfield and defence can hold up the game, but they can only do so much. And I just think our final third now, our gameplay is dreadful. It's dreadful, and so that's why we're lost, basically. So I just feel sorry for the fans because we had nothing to cheer for. There was just nothing to cheer for.
It was hard to pick a man of match for me personally. I couldn't pick anybody man of match. Like the only player I would say was Isak when he come on. He's the only one who tried to do something in the second half, but no one stood out. My personal opinion, like.
No, we had a discussion last night about the rigidity of the forward line, and myself and Paul both think we should have swapped the wingers over and gone on the right. So the right foot was on the right foot player on the right wing and the left foot on the left wing to create a bit more space in the middle. Would any of you have done that during the game? I mean, he did it once or twice, but for fleeting moments, I just think that we were too rigid in our way. Second half, especially, even though he brought Isak on, but with the wingers, no crosses were getting in, were they?
No, not at all. People say that you need to go down to the dead ball and cross it in, but how can they go to the dead ball line when they're on the opposite wing? And Rion's got right footage, and the corner on his left foot to cross it in. Yes, exactly the same, but he needs some big changes. Like he needs to shake the team on Saturday we'll play Man City.
Do you know what summed it up for me, to be honest? And I know that I've had a big go at ASM this last few weeks, and I've got my own opinions on him. But can you remember that bit? I think it was about the 60th, 61st minute. He was out there on the left. He had the ball. There was no one around him. And he went to sort of try and drive at goal. And then all of a sudden, he just lost control of the ball and it just went straight to the keeper. Can you remember that bit?
And I was watching it and missing it.
And even the Sky presenter went, "Well, that's embarrassing." And I went, "Embarrassing? I want to shoot him."
Why are we bringing that point up though? When I understand that, but Miggy did 0 things correct over 90 minutes and stayed on for 91 minutes before he got subbed. Maxi tripped over himself twice, but then had some shots. So I'd prefer somebody tripping over themselves but getting some opportunities than someone for 91 minutes getting nothing. Surely that makes more sense. Well,
that's where me and you disagree, Alex, because the way that
Miggy was more potent in that final.
The way that I look at it over a full season, Miggy is give more to the team than what Maxi has, hasn't he? Really, let's be fair about it.
Not per appearance, technically.
Without other thing there, we all know what Miggy is a lightweight, but at the end of the day, at least he's put some goals in. But on that, but if we just stick to that game against Manchester, Maxi, you could see he was trying, right? And I'm not, having a go at his effort or anything or will to have a go. It's his end product of passing. And, and I just think both sides of them, at least Miggy will give it to Trippier or give it to, someone to have a go. But the bottom line is really, to be honest, if we're all really honest about the job, is that in that formation, that we've got at the moment, with it being a 4-3-3, our left and right front men are not good enough for the centre striker. That's what it is.
Let's respond to the first two things you've said.
Trying, because I think they're trying the hearts out, and they're trying to give the effort. But I just think that's where, as we've come up as a team and got a little bit better, we've outgrew them, I think, and they've been. I think everyone knows what they're going to do now. So we don't have an answer for it now, and that's why the goals have dried up.
All right, so let's respond to that. So Maxi's played 700 minutes and got 4 goal contributions, and he won the free kick that Trippier scored against City. So 4, arguably 5. Miggy's got you 10 goals. So Miggy's also played 3 times more minutes than Maxi. So in terms of output for the minutes on the pitch, they're about the same because Maxi's not played that much because he got injured. And in terms of what you just said there, at least Miggy will give it to Trippier. Well, how's Maxi meant to do that? He's not on Trippier's side. He hasn't got Burns. Burns back there. So you can't really use that as a point. It's not Maxi's fault he can't give it to Trippier. He doesn't have a fullback. So that's a moot point, in my opinion. So the goal contributions are the same for the minutes, and he's got no fullback to give it to. So your point.
You're saying goal contributions, but it's not goals, is it? So if we said that Maxi has done 1/3 of the minutes, is that what you're saying?
700
to
minutes.
Miggy? Yeah, so he's done 1/3 of the minutes what Miggy's done. So he hasn't put 3 goals in, has he?
Your problem
is
that assists aren't goals. That's your issue.
No, the name of the game to me is our team have got to put a goal in the net, and we've got to stop scoring. We've got to stop the opposite side scoring.
There's no credit for creating the goal. Then
he scored against Wolves.
Yeah. He's got the one.
Yeah, he's got 1 goal.
But he got injured after that, and he missed. What was it? 9 games.
At the end of the day, I just think that, as much as, I'm not saying that ASM's not trying, I'm not saying that Miggy's not trying, at the end of the day, but this protection of, I cannot see it. Why? Well, at the end of the day, I just think that instead of being nasty with them, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be, I just think that we've outgrew them as a team. And
see, I don't get it because you're just saying random things that we can't put into context. Like, I don't blame their effort, but we've outgrown them. But we can't measure any of these things. I can't rebuttal that. I can't.
Well,
if you just don't like them as a player, that's fine. You're allowed that opinion. That's absolutely fine.
It's not that, Alex. At the end of the day, or anyone pulls, the thing. But it's just that, like you go on about the XG. We beat them in XG, right? Well, what does that matter? We lost 2-0. We beat Liverpool in XG. What does that matter? We lost 2-0.
Because it's about the overall performances. We were getting no XG.
But the end result is we got nothing from the game. So I'd rather lose.
Yeah, but it's over a season, as you said, right? Over a season, if you're producing performances like that.
On that though, but you're talking on a game, right? I'd rather be less XG.
Are we talking about a game, or are we talking about over a season? Which one are we talking about here?
Well, where do you want to be? Well, if you want to go season, we'll say a season then. And then
so playing towards high XG and high value opportunities is good over a season. Over one game, you can shithouse one game. That's fine.
Yeah.
So it's completely different, arguments, isn't it?
We know. What I'm saying is that you're pulling up things for Maxi, right? On that he gives all this contribution, but all of them good points that it is that when he just dribbles, but then there's not a pass at the end of it, or there's not a goal at the end of it.
I mean,
for the amount
he's got 3 assists in a goal.
Where he's at, it's my opinion, Alex. At the end of the day, you know what I mean.
But you're saying where's the end product? I'm telling you, he's got 3 assists and a goal in 700 minutes, which is okay. It's not that bad.
I don't think it is. I don't think
you don't think that's good enough.
No, I don't.
Okay, so why are we not talking about Ryan Fraser, who's been banished to the under-21s and he couldn't even make the matchday squad in the last 2 months?
Well, I don't think Ryan Fraser should be at the club either.
James,
so we're going to get rid of
let's go to Sunday. Let's go to Sunday. Let's go to Sunday's game, James.
Yeah.
First half. Do you think we used Maxi enough?
No, definitely not. As soon as that left back, the right back, that Dollar, who got the yellow card, we should have been pumping that, at least giving Maxi something to run at him. That's what we should have been doing. We should have been pumping that ball down the left-hand side and doing it. So, but I can see why Alex is saying about the formation, that it doesn't suit ASM. I can see that, and that is maybe affecting Maxi's performances, what I'm critical of, right? So then we've got to look at, well, what's Eddie Howe doing to do that? Why, if Target's not fit, we've just bought a brand new right back that's apparently the next thing to Trippier, as close as we can get. So why aren't we putting Trips on the left-hand side, trying to change it out a bit, and putting him on the right?
He's come tied though.
But anyway, I've had my sit up for a bit.
That young's come tied, he couldn't have played.
And he's not match fit yet either.
And our whole system and build-up is so structured around Trippier, and it's such a built system that you can't just put Trippier out left, because it's been created in that way that it would just break the whole system, and you'd have to retrain everything. The way we play, it just wouldn't work. If you look at Maxi's assists, most of them are against Man City. Who was his fullback against Man City?
Walker, wasn't it?
Anybody remember?
Walker.
I think it was.
No, who was our fullback?
Dan Burn,
was it Dan Burn? Was it
Matty Target?
I think it was Target.
Target.
I think it was Target as well.
Was it
So
Target?
I think what is, I don't actually know the thing. Where is Target at the minute? I mean, he was on the bench. Is he fit? Is he what? Why isn't he playing then?
Well, he's getting back to fitness. He's been training with the team.
He's been injured. Best part. He's been injured for a while. Now he was on the bench on Sunday, but I just think Eddie Howe had to stay loyal.
Dan Burn.
Yeah, he had to play Dan Burn. I think.
It Dan Burn?
Yeah.
It's hard to look.
Yeah,
To be
Dan
honest,
what
I don't think it matters who we play on the left-hand side. They're all going to have the same problem if there's not a natural left back supporting them.
But the only thing is at ESM, if you tell on Sunday, he didn't track back, because Man U, if that right back was any decent, he would have been overlapping, and it would have been 2 on Dan Burn all the way through the first half.
Yeah, he didn't track back. The other thing is, I don't know if you noticed, there was at least 6 or 7 times, when we're pushing forward on the left-hand side, when the ball was over there, who was the player who was pushing that left-hand side? Bruno. Bruno was going from the centre, sprinting up, and Maxi was stood like a bloody tin of milk.
All right, let's reframe this a different way then. Which side did the 2 Man United goals come from?
The left hand.
Not Maxi's side.
No,
not Maxi's side. No.
Side, right?
Yeah.
And wasn't Maxi the only one to have a shot on target in the first half as well?
Then our only
You don't seem to be pressing as much as we used to either. I don't think.
You kind of. I'm on the Maxi fan, but it wasn't his fault we got beat. He doesn't track back, but he does. You've got something in him where he can create a chance. He can do some magic. He just doesn't do it enough, in my opinion.
We should use him way more on Sunday though in the first half and get the ball to him quick.
Before
they can double up on him. Before they can double up and treble up on him, you get the ball to him quickly and let him go at the fullback. Because he'd have got Dallo sent off. I've got absolutely no doubt about that at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely no doubt about that at all.
I just don't understand this hatred for a flair winger, because it's in the black and white DNA with Beardsley and Ginola and Hatem Ben Arfa, and now Maxi. Do we want to go to just conventional wingers and play Manchester United wingers who are going to... I want a flair player. It's the entertainers. I don't want boring wingers. I like the fact that we've got some guys who are just going to go gung-ho and just, you don't know what they're going to do. I don't want to play boring football.
It doesn't track back. That's the only thing.
Nor did Ben Arfa. And he was a hero. Ginola didn't track back very much either, and he's a hero. Why is there such a witch hunt for this one player?
As a hero.
I don't understand.
I wouldn't class Ben Arfa as a hero.
Well, he's no doubt one of the most talented players to have played for us. He could walk through an entire team and just score. It doesn't matter who he's against. On his day, he could just walk and score.
Hero, he's nowhere in his head as a hero. And like, I wouldn't say Max is a hero. Like that.
No.
Ginola had a good chance of being a letting down, yeah. I would never ever
put it this way: for people my age, we went down to the championship and then we came back up.
Alex,
and we had
you put Ginola the same as Maxi.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Flair players generally. But so I watched us go down to the championship as we all did, and then 2012 we have a front three of Demba Ba, Papi Cisse, Hatem Ben Arfa. We get 5th place in the Premier League, 2 points off Champions League. That is the most exciting I saw us as a young adult.
We've seen better than that though. I've seen Keegan days. I've seen
in the '90s,
players.
Yeah, but that was again different era.
You're judging Ben Arfa.
So of that decade, of 2010 to 2020,
so I'm judging Maxi what I've seen. Do you know what I mean? So Maxi, no way. Maxi is a
well, no, because he's not.
Top. He's the average player in the black white top.
Ben Arfa helped to get us a European finish place with a low budget, whereas Maxi's not technically done that yet, has he? So
I've seen better players at St James Park in ESM, much better players. I just don't think he's a Ben Arfa. He's not a hero. Ben Arfa. He played what he wants. He was hissy missy. It's no good. If you want to win stuff, you want players consistently to do something every game. In ESM, he's at the same. ESM only turns up when he wants to play. He's only played possibly 2 good games all season when he's playing. But when he has come on, he hasn't done enough when he's come on. And he rolls about. He's been get tackled. He rolls around doing all these roly-polies instead of just get on the game.
I just don't know why we don't get behind him. Man United signed Anthony.
I respect you saying it. You've got to respect our
behind him.
We've seen better players. You know what I mean? We're thinking we exactly. I've seen better players. Do you know what I mean? Darry's saying get behind him, but Wahabi's had his chance. I just don't think he wants it.
I'm not sure about that. I think you've got to build your side around him. And
no.
No, to get the. I'm not saying I'll do it. I'm saying to get the best out of him, you've got to build your side around him.
I think
as much as I've been quite blunt about Maxi in this, what I'd say is I know Alex has said a couple of times that the system doesn't work for Maxi. What system do you think will work for Maxi so then we get the best out of him for the team? That's a question to Billy or Alex. What do you think?
Yeah, good one.
Well, I think if you have a left back that goes out on the outside of him and takes players away, and then doesn't have to be mollycoddled by the left winger, then I think you'll get better out of him for starters.
Mm-hmm.
For starters.
So will you start Matty Calvin so he can do that?
Well, at the moment, yeah, because I think he's the only player in the squad that can do that for him. I mean, I'd actually a couple of weeks ago after the game was at the Bournemouth game, I was advocating playing Jamal Lewis over Dan Burn for the next game because Jamal Lewis would at least get on the outside of Maxi, even though he's short defending. But you get more out of Maxi with an overlapping fullback for definite.
And about him not wanting it, I think that's really unfair because he was the only player in that second half. Early in that second half, he did a driving run into the box and beat 2, and it got put out for a corner. And he went up to the fans and he cheered at the camera and screamed. The only player to do that apart from Burn.
He didn't.
I'm not judging on that game. I'm not judging on that game. I'm judging on all the years he's been here.
I think where Maxi's downfall is, I think to be fair to him, he just goes to sleep quite a bit, doesn't he? And that's what happens with him. And and he needs to stop doing that. And I think then he would get a lot more people behind him.
That's why I don't think he's in the team much. I think Eddie knows that he doesn't work hard enough.
I mean, when start him against City.
Well, yeah, he's got to start against City. Well, he's got to start against City. Let's invite Josh on over from Philadelphia. Hi, Josh. Nearly call you out then. How you doing, buddy? Put your mic
Can't
on,
hear
mate.
you.
Sorry, help if I don't mute. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How did you get on Sunday? Did you break anything?
No, I went to a pub in Philly and watched with a local fan group, and it was really awesome. It was my first time I did it. I'm really glad I did. It was really cool to see how many local fans there were. I think there was 90 plus of us in a pub in Philly, so that was really cool. Mostly from like the greater Philly area. I mean, yeah, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I was hoping the guy who got me into Newcastle 8 years ago, he passed this year, and he was a lifelong Newcastle fan from Edinburgh, and I just was hoping for him. He was there, and I love the jersey that he gave me, and but it wasn't to be. I guess heartbreak is part of being a fan.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Barbara, the weekend coming up now. We've got Man City away. Do you think that's the best fixture for us to run into after a losing cup final?
Well, it's the time to get going again, isn't it? I just found we've dropped back with our high pressing. Like, that was a great part of our game. They were onto the opponents like a light, and that's not happening lately.
I mean, Callum Wilson was picked down on Sunday with his specific way of roughing up the Man United centre halves and engaging the high press. Didn't do it, did he?
No. And defending is poorer than it has been. When we're getting caught by long balls, over the top and that, we weren't doing that before. We were closing all of them down and everything before. I think we're getting really poor.
Fully agree.
The Wilson point.
Well, I think he made my starting lineup. I thought, bring him in, he'll be up for it. Physicality, he'll rough him up. And he just didn't do it, did he? I don't know what's going on with Callum Wilson. I thought he'd have been well up for the final, and he just didn't turn up, did he? He's lost. One of a few of them that sort of may as well have just stayed in dressing room, really.
Was it apparent to you, Daz, at Wembley that Callum wasn't quite right?
Yeah, he didn't look right. He looked unfit. He didn't have that spark. He didn't do enough personally. I would start him against Man City. I would start Ajax up front, and he needs a massive shake up on Saturday. Change the team massively, because players now, like they said in the show, they've lost 2 games or 3 games and drew. You need to change it up. I'll play Gordon on Saturday. I'll play.
Where would you play him, Darren? Would you play him on the right or on the left?
I'll play him on the left.
Who would you play on the right?
I would drop the SM.
Okay.
And I would play Willick, and I would drop Joel. I would drop Joel in ban, isn't he?
No, you don't get banned.
No, he's not.
I would drop Joel in too. He was dreadful on Sunday. Give the ball away too many times.
You know, Joe Linton was bad on Sunday.
Yeah, me and honestly, I thought he was dreadful on Sunday. Joe Linton. I was out of the game. And a lot of people said he had a good game, but
I was at the game as well. I thought he had a good game.
Did you? Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, I just thought he was dreadful. I give on the first half. He done nothing for me. Give the ball away too many times.
He gave the ball away.
Yeah,
when did he give the ball away?
Yeah, it's a couple times he did, mate. I didn't say that. I've watched it. I have watched the match again. So,
Lloyd, the Wilson point now. Has he caught something from your homeland? Do you think? Do you think it's an illness he brought back from the World Cup with him?
Yeah, I think he put all this effort to get into the World Cup, and I'm not sure. But the thing is, I don't want to blame him for everything as well. He's got these 2 wingers who can't cross the ball because each one has got the wrong foot on. And there's a few occasions on Sunday. Miggy gets the ball, does the same thing, pulls the handbrake, passes it back to Trippier, who passes it to Longstaff. If you're talking about useless, he was useless. Now, every one of us got a useless player. He's my useless player.
Well, he wasn't
nothing.
bad, but he didn't do anything good either. So it was just kind of like,
Just
average.
give me 2 cans of Red Bull. I'll go on the pitch. And pass me the ball. I'll pass it sideways. I'll pass it sideways and backwards. I'm
Or he'd score a hat trick.
You and Trippier set pieces need to be
I won't
improved
score
as well,
anything, but I'll
don't
just do what he does. I'll do what he does. Give me the ball. I'll pass it backwards or sideways.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take the ball and go run with it or anything. Adds nothing. I think that's why I took him off. The game was too big for him. We got caught now. I want Miggy dropped next game. Miggy should be dropped. There's another thing I think Eddie Howe done a big mistake in, because we look at the match from our side. We didn't look at the match from Man U's side. Their right back was struggling against Maxi, so he took him off and put Wan-Bissaka on, and he put Maxi in his back pocket. So what Eddie Howe should have done there, bring Miggy, put him on the left because he's useless anyway. So Miggy, deal with this guy and help Dan Burn, and let Maxi do his thing on the right against Shaw, who had a yellow card.
I'd agree with that.
Change something. Change
I
something.
totally agree with that. I think we should need to switch them over. Put Miggy on the left, Maxi on the right, and see how they do on the percent. On the other side.
I just meant in his scenario that I meant in that specific scenario. I don't necessarily mean all the time.
Bissaka had him in his back pocket. It wasn't.
Yeah, but Wan-Bissaka is one of the best tacklers in the league. He's that hook tackle is ridiculous. There's videos of like the Man United fans and Man United players. I think it was in one of the England camps as well. Whenever they get put with Wan-Bissaka, they're like, "Oh, for God's sake!" Because they know he's just going to get tackled. He's literally so good at tackling. If he had some other skills as a right back, he'd be one of the best fullbacks in the league. He just falls down in other areas. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So that's what ruined Maxi's game. So at that point, we should have switched him to the right. Put him as far away from Bissaka as possible, and put Miggy there.
Man United were poor. Actually, I thought Man United were poor. I thought we were equally as poor, but they scored. That's the only difference between the two of us, that they scored goals, we didn't.
I just think they managed the game. They played on the Thursday. It was a stroll for them. They defended and hits on the counter attack. I think that's all they did all game.
It was just a tough 10-minute spell. We had to score 2 goals, and then once that second goal, and when you were beat, didn't we? You know what I mean? Be realistic.
I think we had more possession, hadn't we, Alex?
Yeah, I had more possession. 61% possession.
Crazy, we couldn't get a goal.
I think they let us have a possession. I'll be honest with you, because
so do I, Billy. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is that they let us have the possession? They were playing on the counter attack.
If he would have scored, break us down, we couldn't break them down.
Yeah, I agree with that. And especially as I played on the Thursday, there was little effort as possible to win the game. I think they just managed the game better than us.
Yeah, but it didn't turn up. But I think the case got the players. I think the case got the players. I personally think that. I think they got to them.
That display was amazing at the start of the game. That had me in tears looking at that,
But after that, it was quiet though. It wasn't your normal noise out Wembley. Do you know what I mean? It was mixed noise.
I mean, they were probably
just a
very
shame
nervous.
Went from glorious to a dump from the Man United end. It looked absolutely atrocious as soon as it ended, as the Newcastle end to the Manchester United end. It looked like a complete dump over the other side. But Newcastle side was glorious. You could see Maxi walking out. He was smiling looking at it. The players were, the first ignition when they were walking out is, let's look at the display. Wow, unbelievable.
It was overwhelming, really was.
And then you look over to Man United and you're like, oh, it just ruins it. It really does ruin it.
They turned up, that's one good thing. We couldn't round it before the game with not one man in sight.
They all went for the free scarves, Daz.
No, that's not where they went.
Yeah.
We've done that put on eBay.
You could do better than us.
Let's talk about the refereeing and the officiating. It's not just me.
Let's not.
It's not just me, surely, that thinks that some of that
wasn't good.
Dodgy.
I mean, that's a point for Joe Linton. Is Joe Linton drew a tackle that should have got Casemiro sent off. So because he got stamped on in the same way that Bruno got sent off for the same sort of tackle.
It's one rule for them, though. One rule for us. Do you not remember that? That's the difference.
I mean, you see a lot of them throughout the season. They just stamp on the ankle. Some get red, some don't. I mean, the Amati versus Joe Linton in Leicester, he stamped on his ankle. didn't get sent off. It's the consistency between refereeing nowadays is absurd. I mean,
it's the Kane
literally.
tackle, that
So
one.
I can name about 2 players, they're Manchester United players, who should have got sent off on Sunday. But yeah, again, they're wearing red shirt, they're wearing a Manchester United shirt, they don't get sent off. It's just a bit of a joke at this point.
Fred's one of them, surely. I mean, he'd been booked.
God, don't. I hate it.
Fred and Casemiro, yeah.
That's why they took Fred off, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. What was I going to say then?
Well, even if those 2 were sent off, Miggy will still be doing his shit on the right side.
Miggy done no on Sunday, like before. He done not with at all.
No.
Well,
Darren, when you've just given your front 3 and your lineup, Billy asked you what you'd play against City. You didn't change Miggy, and you're admitting he was crap on Sunday.
We've got no other option. That's the trouble. We haven't got.
We've literally got Gordon, who is right-footed.
I think
and he's illegible.
I'll drop Maxi. I'm not a Maxi lover.
Thing with Gordon, he's got a right foot, but he can also use his left.
Yeah, so I'll play Gordon on the left
as well.
100%.
So you think, based on that final, Maxi deserves to get dropped and Miggy deserves to stay in the team?
I'm not judging on a fail. I'm judging on a season. How he's played up to now.
Well, you can't. What if we judge him on the season? Then Wilson stays in the team, then, and we don't want that, do we?
I wouldn't play Wilson.
But you said we're judging it on a season, so by your logic, Wilson stays in the team because he scored more goals than Isak.
But I think Isak has been injured the best part of the season, though. Is that right?
But that's your logic. Yeah, but so Maxi's been injured the best part of the season as
Maxi's
well.
rubbish, though.
There we go. At the crux of the problem. That's just
Let's do this 199 super chat from Eric Jones. Thanks, Eric, for your 199
Max
super
is a
chat.
more impact sub, but against Man City, he's going to get ESM's going to get nothing out of Man City on Sunday.
Can I just suggest
something?
We're not to mention Maxi anymore in this program because
I'm loving this.
What happened the last time Maxi played against City? What happened the last time he played against Man City? Specifically that team.
He may as well got 3 assists.
You're right. He had a good game last game.
I think City's defense is even worse now than it was in the season.
Yeah, you'll have an answer for whatever I say.
What's your starting team on Saturday then? What's your starting team on Saturday?
Who's going to be fit? We've got to wait for the press conference because it depends on Willock. It depends if Bruno's going to come through this ankle injury.
If you had a full fit squad, who would you have?
Well, we'll save that for the preview show. But my front 3 would be Maxi, Isak, Gordon.
Same.
Yeah, I think mine would be this week as well.
Same here, yeah.
Maxi on the right.
Just to throw a spanner in works, if we could get a 60
back.
minutes, right? If we could get 60 minutes
if Target's back,
out of Jacob Murphy like he played for 10 minutes in final, that'd be mental.
Yeah, he was good.
He was literally one of his best players when he came on.
Because Manu was sitting back though.
He had that shot that curled to the left.
And you weren't sitting back.
Amazing.
Murphy had to do a 50-yard defensive run to go and rob the ball back.
I've seen his brother.
That twice.
I need to make a statement here, guys. Right, this is a bloke called Straubs Foster, who's really Ginger Hosking. Today I hear my name now, Billy. You can't use my name on the internet. It's called the Infringement Act. I own the rights to my name. Using my name can get your channel shut down. Go look on you. Right, Ginger, you're blocked from this channel. Stop making false name accounts to try and get back on. You're blocked because you're a cock. We know it's you because you couldn't spell shit. So just leave the channel. Don't come back on. We don't care for your half-assed shite opinions. You're a donut, mate. End of. Final block. See you, Straubs, Ginger, dickhead.
Well said.
Well said, Billy.
Bit of excitement.
Yeah. Go on, Billy, kill him.
Oh, Billy, a good thing, yeah.
But it's just pathetic. Banned from using someone's name. Yeah, okay. Do you know what I heard at work today? There's a Man United supporter who started working with me. And this is about Wembley. He went down to London and he jumped the turnstiles and got in. And apparently there was about 50 of them did it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to like sneak into stadiums nowadays. It's
I never got
unbelievable.
searched when I went in. I could have walked with anything. Never
I
got
can hardly
searched.
fit through the turnstiles. So there's no
I
chance of me
certainly
jumping
wouldn't.
over.
He
I
jumped
certainly wouldn't.
turnstiles.
You didn't get searched because you didn't look like me. I would have been searched.
No,
I'm
but
really
the
built like a gazelle, I'm afraid.
meant
I
to search you, haven't they,
You'd
though?
have been searched on the plane, off the plane. It's customs.
Billy, me and you will have to just gone through the style.
I'll just watch it on telly, mate. Be done with it. I ain't doing the walk of shame again. Right, we've got how long got left? We've got about half an hour left. Should we let's go to the Man City game now.
Yeah.
We've spoken enough about heartache and disappointment. Let's talk about Man City away. Is there a chance that we can get something there? And we'll start with Josh down the bottom.
I mean, there's always a chance, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. To me, I think the thing that's concerned me more has been our defense. I think not that they've been bad, but they've just not been perfection like they were. And that was covering up our kind of inept attack that we've been complaining about, whether you hate Miggy, whether you hate ASM, everyone's got their preferences. It makes me laugh as a hockey fan, and Paul would appreciate this probably being a hockey fan, but like the Ovechkin Crosby debate, and it all depends on what you value more. If you want a well-rounded person who's going to excite you versus who's just going to go and do the crazy things. But I've been concerned with Trippier. Not that he's been horrible, but I think he's been at fault for some of the stuff in the past 2 games defensively, and probably not this game. I think the bigger thing that I have a concern with Trippier is his free kicks. They've been just pointless of late. I mean,
yeah,
they've been amazing in the past. I mean, phenomenal. But whether it's a direct, whether he's shooting, whether he's trying to do a cross, they've not been great. And I think that's dried up maybe 2 or 3 opportunities we've gotten a game in the past.
Right, we've got a super chat from Seattle Geordie, $10. He says, I can hear the death threats now. Eddie is a brilliant coach, but manager not sure. Will not change teams. £60 million striker on the bench or formations. 4-3-3-2 die. Very late subs. Why inverted wingers? We've just been discussing that, haven't we? And another one from Eric Jones who says, $4.99 he's put in. Thank you very much, Eric. Carbon copy to Liverpool game, all control, no killer instinctive final third.
Yeah.
Indeed. James,
I know it's jumping back a little bit, but I do really want to agree with what Alex said earlier about like expected goals, because I know that's another fun thing that sometimes becomes an age argument between younger fans and older fans, because it's the same in hockey. If you look over the course of it in the Liverpool game and Manchester United, if you replay that game 10 more times, we probably wouldn't have lost like that. And that's what the whole argument of the stats is. And so that's why I'm trying to remain optimistic, is even though we've lost and the score lines haven't looked pretty, I don't think we've necessarily looked any worse than when we were winning. It's just the fact there's not a W at the end of the day, and that's why we're feeling way more pessimistic.
I agree with that, yeah.
Fair comment. James, would you make any changes to the defence? I mean, Josh has voiced concerns about it. Any changes you'd make for Saturday? Oh, obviously he couldn't think of an answer to the question. Jack, I'll say the same question to you then. Would you change the defence Saturday? Do you think
defence? Depends how fit Target is. We'll have to wait for the press conference, but it just depends how fit Target is. But as of now,
I've just loaded Fotma back up, and they've put him back on our injury list for a few days. So I don't know how they know that, even though he was in the. He was on the bench, wasn't he? For the final. So.
Yeah.
But to
I don't know why they popped him back on the injury list.
But to say he didn't play at all, but it just depends how fit he is. If he's not fit enough to play, I won't change it at all. There's going to be a slight debate over Karras and Dubravka, but we're not going to go into that. But as of now, not knowing how fit Target is, I won't change it.
What are you saying Karras and Dubravka for? Because Pope's playing.
Is it?
He's not suspended anymore.
Back for 1 game.
Only missed the one game.
Oh, I've just seen idiots on bloody
Yeah, no,
Instagram
it's
saying he's
Pope.
banned.
No, ignore them.
So,
No, Pope
thank you.
will be back in
Thank
goal.
you for. Thank you. Thank God.
James is back. You all right, James?
I couldn't see you or hear you, so I had to come off.
Okay.
It all went like fuzzy and the sound and that.
So I'll give you the same question I was going to ask you anyway. I'll just ask it, Jack. Would you change the defence Saturday? Is there any part of the
Yes,
defence you
I'd
change?
like to see Target back
Right.
and just make that little tweak, and then just to see how that changes the team dynamic. And I just think we need to shake it up a bit now. If Target's fit and ready, or somewhere near, why not just put a few folk in and just try and change it? Because the way that we're going at the minute isn't working for us.
If Target's fit, and I'll ask this to Roy, would you keep Burn in the side and give Fabian Schär a rest?
I'd be open to that as well, because at the end of the day, fundamentally, Burn is a centre back, isn't he? So
not against City with the pace though. So I'll keep Fabian for that one.
Is Fabian Schär much quicker than Dan Burn? Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, 5%.
Do you reckon?
It's a Ford and a Vauxhall, so Ford is a bit.
I mean, Dan Burn's not majorly slow. He's not like the slowest player, but I would say Fabian Schär would get past him a little bit faster. But I won't say he's miles faster like Mbappe speed, but I say he's just a little bit faster.
I'm not sure, I think one of Dan Burn's strides could do about 2 of Schär's, and if he took 5 strides.
I think Schär's marginally quicker, Billy, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, marginally, but
Alex, what do you think about it? Because as you can see that it's all stale and things, and like I don't have all the numbers in front of us, and I don't understand them, and I don't want to, you know what I mean? Try to think that I can understand them like yourself. But what would you do to change the team's dynamic as it is now, so then we're getting the most out of our front three and the defensive problems as well? What would you do?
I mean, I'm not a football manager, so there's too much to say in that regard. 4-3-3 is not my preferred system. Personally, I prefer wing-back systems. People know I'm a fan of Mourinho. I think Mourinho is a vastly underrated manager at the moment. Everybody thinks he's washed up. I think his Roma side play brilliant football. So the way I would approach football is completely different and not really relevant. It's about trying to look at how our coaching staff set up the club and what players we've got and what is useful. I mean, the Target thing makes sense, but realistically, is a near fit Target going to be able to play much against Man City? Probably not. He's not going to start. I'd be surprised if he did. If he starts, he'd get a half. If not, he'll come on for 20, 30 minutes to build fitness. And again, it's risky tinkering with the back four mid game depending on what the scoreline is. The last few times we've tinkered with the back four, we've conceded. So, tinkered like mid-game when we've done defensive subs. Like if you remember when we bought Lewis and Lascelles and we conceded that late goal. So I think Howe would be reluctant to make funny back four changes mid-game. I don't know what I'd do, because if I had to do something with the current system we play and the current personnel, I'd do what I've just said, which is play Target as long as you can while he's fit, but I don't think he's fit enough to play against Man City really. And then mix up the front three, and that's literally it. Whereas again, the midfield, I didn't really want to say this, but FOTMob, they've got Bruno down for some reason as ankle injury late March. I don't know where they've got that from, but I hope it's bullshit, because that's really concerning if there's any truth in that.
That is
played on after.
Yeah, which is, again, there's no press conference, there's no information been released, there's no journalists have said anything. And people like Craig Hope and Keith Downey and such have got a lot more information than a random website. So I don't know why the website seems to think Bruno's injured until late March, but we'll see. We'll see in the press conference.
It may have just been like a slight impact injury, and it'll be fine after a bit.
It wasn't. It looked bad to me.
It was bad though. I do admit it did not look good at all. But the fact that he can run it off, I mean, compare that to the Fulham one. Fulham was worse, I get that. But the fact that he can run it off and keep playing, jogging about, slight agility movements, it seems it's not as bad. But yeah, we don't fully know. But as of what I've seen, I think he's all right to play.
I mean, Roy,
Yeah,
looking
maybe.
at Man City at the minute, I mean, they're kind of being outplayed.
They're
by
winning
Bristol
1-0,
City,
aren't they?
They're winning 1-0, but
Bristol
I mean,
City.
Bristol
Bristol
City
City
are
should
better
have
side.
scored at least 1 or 2 goals. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
they
not much.
had 2 good chances, Bristol City. Yeah.
And I know De
City
Bruyne's
aren't
playing.
incredible.
So
He is, yeah,
Roy,
he is.
Roy, can you see anything, a scenario where we can go to, I think it said Main Road then, the Etihad,
Took his goalkeeper off.
and take them on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can. If we see the same lineup that we started the final with, we're gonna get thumped. So we're not gonna score. And City, we need to get ready, and I think that City will score 2 or 3 goals. They did it in the first game, which was amazing, and we still conceded 3. So we need to score goals. It's not going to happen with Miggy on the right. Longstaff doesn't offer anything in the middle. I'm not sure, was he playing in that game or was it Willock? I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, target won't be 100%. I mean, imagine you haven't played for 3 or 4 months and your first game's against City, so that's too early, that game. So I would go with Bruno if he's fit. I think he is fit because I've got a website called the Premier League Premier Injuries, and it doesn't say anything, and they're usually accurate.
Well, there's a bunch of all these websites seem to be saying different things. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, on here I've only got Emil Kraft.
Well, it looks like Edison's injured anyway. Flipping around.
They've just subbed a goalkeeper.
Oh no, that's was that him?
Yeah,
They
Edison.
subbed Ortega off.
The first one injured his hand and came off.
Well, Edison's limping now.
Just shoot.
Then we'll have a goalkeeper Saturday.
Yeah.
Daz, you going Saturday?
I'm not, mate. I'm not. I'll be watching it though.
Watch on the box. You got any optimism about it?
As your pal says to me, I'm missing negativity, so I think we've got absolutely no chance on Saturday. I think we'll get twonked 3 or 4 out.
What's your prediction at the end? Then we're going to get that round in a minute. Dan, can you see any optimism for Saturday?
Yeah, why not? Miggy will snap Grealish in first half as payback, and then we'll win 4-0.
Forgot about that.
Oh, I forgot that one.
Forgot that one. Miggy.
I don't know.
Right, I think I'll be Joel Winter doing that.
Okay, play Miggy then.
I don't think there'll be too many changes. I don't think Target's anywhere near fit. I think he was just on the bench for maybe a little bit of a boost. You could clearly see Willock wasn't fit when he came on, so I don't think he'll be starting. So the only person you could say would to come in really would be probably Gordon. I think Gordon needs to start, probably on right hand side. Give Miggy a bit of a rest. I think Isak needs to start. But we need to start seeing a bit more from Isak in like in more of a physical sense, because we know he can turn and run at defenders, but he gets barged off it a little too easy, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, it's an opinion I've expressed before, so I think you're right, Dan. Barbara, you looking forward to Saturday? You're going to be watching the match live, I guess.
I will, yeah.
Can you see anything coming our way that's positive?
Yeah, I think we could. We could get something out of it because Man City aren't going to sit back. They're not going to be defending, so we'll probably get a run at them and get in behind them a couple of times and get a couple of goals. I think, if we play well. We haven't been playing well lately, but do play well.
I'm building you all up. So I'm building you all up for when you get your scores any second now, because you're apart from Dad and Dan, you're all pretty positive. So we'll start with scoreline prediction for Saturday. We'll start with Josh down there in Philly. Give us a score prediction and scorers, please.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Who's gonna score?
Isak and Gordon.
Well, that sounds. I'd buy that all day long. Josh, thanks for coming on, buddy. Make sure you get yourself on again next week, mate.
Yep. Cheers, guys. Take it easy.
See you later, buddy. Bye, mate.
See you.
Who should we go to next? Let's go to James. James, give us a score and scorers.
I think it's going to be a 2-0 defeat, and it'll be Haaland and De Bruyne that score against us.
Well, that's not as positive as I thought he'd be, but
I hope not.
It's realism.
Realistic.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, James, make sure you get yourself next week.
Thank you, lads. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
But make sure you be with you next week.
Cheers, lads.
See you, James. Let's go to Daz. Daz.
Hello,
Scoreline and
Pat.
scorers.
I'm going to go 3-0 Man City. Holland 2 and De Bruyne.
Right, that's another. It's getting worse. Okay, buddy. Thanks for coming
Hey,
on.
thank you.
As
Cheers,
always.
boys. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Daz. See you, mate.
Bye.
See you.
Barbara, give us a score.
I'm going to go 2-1 to us. And
Go on.
Isaac and Joe Linton.
Well, we'll buy that. That's
And I think Callum probably scored the one for them.
fantastic. We'll buy some of that if that can happen. Make sure you get yourself back on next week, Barbara. And I hope you had a nice holiday. Welcome back to the channel.
Right, thanks, guys. See you. Bye.
See you soon, Barbara. Bye-bye. Dan, give us a scoreline and predictions of a scorer.
Was my 4-0 not realistic? No.
We can go for 4-0 if you want.
No,
Anything
I
can
think I don't know. I think we'll just be resilient. We'll be dogged. I think we'll scrape a 1-0.
Win?
Take that.
Yeah, 1-0 win. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Why not indeed? It is going to score.
Anything could happen.
I just hope we have a score from a corner or a set piece or something. Sometimes someone's got to score from a cross.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Dan Burn.
Botman bullet header 1-0.
Well, we'll buy that. Dan, brilliant, mate. Thanks for coming on again, and join us again next Tuesday. We'll be back again.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thanks
See you
for coming
later.
on, Dan. Cheers, matey. Yeah, it was pretty positive so far, these predictions. Jack, what's yours going to be?
I would take a leaf out of Barbara's book and go 2-1.
Wow. Who's going to
And
score?
see, this is the thing. I'm gonna go Isak, and give the boy a little bit of credit. Maximum with a goal as well.
Well, we'll buy that all day. Give you 10
I want Maximin. I want Maximin to have a Marcus Rashford moment now. I really want him to do that and shut the haters up. Honestly,
it won't happen. Maxi can score a hat trick, and the first thing they'll say is, "We've got to do that every week now." It won't make the slightest difference, which is why I've said I'm done with it. And I want Maxi to move to a different club and go and enjoy his career because I'm just bored of him just getting slated. So he could score a hat trick. It won't make any difference, mate. It's got to that point.
Jack, give your channel a shout out, buddy.
Yeah. You can go subscribe to my YouTube channel at Toon TV. Be greatly appreciated.
There you go, and it's well worthwhile too. That Jack's done loads of great content. So he's well worth a subscribe and a visit and have a look, see what he's doing, because he's doing some great stuff out there. Thanks for coming on, buddy. We'll see you again next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra, mate. I just said see you next Tuesday and didn't even think about it, what I was saying. Mr. Caviani, give us your predictions, mate.
Well, to start with, when was the last time we won over there? I don't even think. 20
You
years?
won there in the League Cup one year.
Yeah, we did.
With Pardew put the reserves out and they went and won. Remember?
Yeah, 2013 or 14, I think. Must have been. Yeah, I was in Dubai then, so it must have been 14.
Media bed and all that.
Yeah, it was the League Cup, wasn't it? It was the League Cup.
Yeah.
It
We
was,
beat them 2-1, didn't we?
I've got matches.
We beat
up
Chelsea
here.
as well in that same one.
Yeah, I think we did.
January 2019, we beat them at St James's Park. And then we beat them. This is a long scroll back.
With Rafa, yeah.
We beat them in the League Cup in 2014 away.
Yeah.
Which was a long time ago.
The league, even with Shearer, I think we used to get beat. So it must have been. They used to be shit. Like they finished 15 and 16 and still beat us.
I come remember the year when Albert should have been sent off, but he scored twice in the process. Remember that one? I think it was the year we should have won the league. Drew 2-2 there. That was main road.
Yeah.
Thought my money goes back to 2010. I'm only seeing one away victory. And it was a League Cup.
That's the one I can remember. Anyway, well, give us a prediction.
Yeah. Okay, super optimistic, and I'm going to go with 3-2 Newcastle.
That'll be a good game to watch.
Score 2, but we're going to score 3.
Who's going to score the 3?
Maxi, Isaac, a Trippier from a free kick. Finally, again. But that's if I see the line, I'll tell you what, I'll see the lineup and I'll text you.
That was his last free kick goal, wasn't it, Man City?
It was, yeah.
Some goal.
He has a few assists after that, and then nothing.
Well, we'll bore that, Roy. We'll see you on Friday for TTR Friday. No doubt we'll be talking more cup stuff and the Man City game. So, see you Friday, buddy. Thanks for coming on as always.
See you guys.
See you soon, Roy.
See you guys.
Ta-ra, buddy. So that's that, Alex. We've got through a fans forum on our Jack Jones. Just in time for you to go and do whatever you got to do at the gym. And everything's good.
Indeed. Oh, God. Build up to City. It had to be Man City, didn't it? It had to be Man City.
A bit of lively debate there. I don't know if you saw last week, but near the end of the programme, Arturo came on and gave us a bit of a cameo. He's just turned up again. So we get him on for 30 seconds and get a prediction. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, he's disappeared.
But he was great. He lives in Madrid, and you'd have understood everything he said. He was speaking like English, and then he'd say a little bit in Spanish. Yeah, but he was great. Anyhow, thanks for everyone. On your way out, guys, please give us a thumbs up. Give us a like on the way out. And if you're new and you've enjoyed what you've seen today, give us a subscribe. Mod's fantastic as usual. And you lot out there, fantastic. Loads of chats. Obviously can't get through them all the time. Here's Arturo here. Let's get him on. Let's get him on quickly. Just get prediction. Hi, Arturo. You're late again.
Hi. Yo, is Pope playing?
Yes. He will be playing.
Yeah. Give us a quick prediction for Saturday.
We're gonna win. I don't know. Man City is a better team, realistic. So, but I'm gonna go for let's say 1-0. You know, 1-2, 0-1, something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
And
who's the goal scorer?
Yeah, give us a goal scorer. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Kieran Trippier, free kick. Repeat the same thing as the last game, and let's say Maxi. You know, because I don't know.
Because when he came on last Tuesday, you created a bit of a stir. People were mad for you to come back on.
What worries me is the keeper. You know, I think Karius could have done more in the first goal. You know, like go and grab the ball. He was like, in my opinion, he was weak. He could have got the ball in the cross.
Should have claimed the cross.
Yeah, he was not confident. I think Gillespie should have played. Because and Gillespie is Newcastle fans also, you know. I don't know.
Gillespie doesn't play football either. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's
passionate
about the club.
He's a fan.
Before you go on, Chiro, give us your opinion on Liverpool because you said some great things about them last week. Come on, let's.
Liverpool, you know, they're a bag of shit. You know, they smell bad. They speak. When they come to Madrid, I'm gonna make sure to show Newcastle badge because you know I fucking hate them. I'm gonna show the badge and I'm gonna say you little Scouser rat shit. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Fuck off, man. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I just hate them, you know. And I'm gonna take my dog with me. The little lion, you know, the Geordie mascot. Look at him, man.
He's lovely, isn't he?
It's beautiful, like his owner.
Arturo, you got to go on earlier next week, mate. We start at 8 o'clock GMT, which will be what's at 9 o'clock over there, is it?
Yeah. Today I had a busy day, you know, but this channel cheers me up. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, you make sure you get yourself on next week, mate.
Yeah, where's Paul?
He had a bit of internet problems, so he's let the fox in charge of the chicken coop tonight. And we've had a good night, actually. We've had a good show.
Yeah. I saw the video he made earlier, you know, about this. What is his name? From TalkSport.
Oh, Simon Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, that pussy, yeah.
Arturo, get yourself on. Try and get yourself on earlier next week.
See you next week.
Great chat to you.
Okay.
Cheers,
Bye.
buddy. Thanks for popping on right at the end there. So that was Arturo with yet another cameo. Character he is, isn't he? Great lad. Great for the channel. Very generous with his super chats with us as well. Great lad. So that's me and you done then, mate. I've got to try and switch
Yeah.
out how it's closed out. It's closed the show down. I
Well,
haven't even thought about it.
keep an eye out for any pre-records that Paul might do tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not sure if he's got any plans for tomorrow, but we've definitely got the preview coming up on Thursday night. So make sure you come back for that and keep an eye on any pre-records. So
until then, all we can say is good night. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and we'll see you at some stage. I guess Thursday, but the next time we'll see you, all right, Alex?
We will. Have I got to do it now? I've got to do away the lads and lasses.
You can do that. Yeah, go on.
Away the lads and lasses.
There you go. Brilliant. Good night, everybody. Good night. Have a great one.